Hello, welcome, my name is SlugMTG, and if you're like me, you're poor. But you also want to play some Magic, and Pauper is a lot of fun. However, some Pauper decks are starting to go for upwards of $90, which might be budget for Magic overall, but it's not budget for my bank account. So, I have built a deck that I am calling Black White Pillow Pet, and the best part is that it's dirt cheap. Going for $128 online and $17.34 in paper, you could probably get it for even cheaper than that if you buy the commons from your local game store, where you can probably find most of them in the 5-cent bin. The main goal of the deck is to slowly drain your opponents out, slowly but surely draining their life total to 0. So taking a look at the deck here, I will also be linking a deck list down in the description below. The first card I want to show you guys is a card that I think is very underrated in today's Pauper metagame with Trespasser's Curse. So you enchant a player, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under their control, you drain them for 1. Especially in today's metagame that is very creature dependent, this can put in a lot of work. This works very well against aggro-based strategies that want to flood the board out quickly, especially if you're on the draw and you can get this out turn 2. And this works well against these flicker decks that are constantly triggering enter the battlefield abilities, as they can't do it too much or else they'll just kill themselves. Playtesting this deck, I managed to get 4 of these out on one person, and they literally just killed themselves trying to counter something with Spell Stutter Stride. It was beautiful. Next is Contaminated Grounds. This is probably the one you'll be sideboarding out the most often, but it is very useful getting it out early. You can often burn people for about 4 to 6 life before they get other lands to start tapping, or it works very well against Tron decks, slowing them down a lot. Pillarly of the Sleepless and Stab Wounds are 2 very annoying cards where the deck really starts to get rolling. Pillarly of the Sleepless, you enchant a creature, it can attack or block, and at the beginning of the upkeep, it's going to deal 1 damage to its controller. Stab Wound, creature gets -2/-2, and at the beginning of the upkeep, it deals 2 damage to the creature's controller. If they can't get rid of these enchantments, their life total starts dropping very quickly. For creature removal, we have Journey to Nowhere and Victim of Night. Sometimes you don't really want to enchant the creature, you just want to get rid of them. So these 2 are very good options. Card draw, we have Sign in Blood and Read the Bones. 2 very good options. Read the Bones is a bit more expensive, but it's better in the late game as we get to dig deeper for the cards that we're actually looking for. If any of our enchantments get destroyed, we have Auramancer to bring them back to our hands. And to finish off the game, we have Blind Hunter. When it enters battlefield, it's going to drain our opponents for 2. When it dies, we can then select another creature, and when that creature dies, it drains our opponent for 2. And Ill-Gotten Inheritance, it's going to drain our opponents for 1 at the beginning of each of our upkeeps, and we can pay 6 to sack it and drain them for 4. Very good at finishing off the game once they get to a low life total. So now as we take a look onto the sideboard, we have Lone Missionary, which is very good against burn, or just if we were looking for a few more creatures, Oblivion Ring for getting rid of anything that isn't a creature. We have Duress for control, we have Nausea for goblins and elves, and we have Guess Verdict for Bogles, and Nihil Spellbomb for graveyard matchups. So now that we've seen the deck, we're gonna hop into a couple games, and a couple games, not a league, because I'm poor. Going into the first game here, we won the die roll, we will go first. 1 land. I think we have to mull. This one is looking a bit better. It's too many lands, but I can bottom a land. We'll keep this. We'll bottom the non-foil Scoured Barrens. We'll go ahead and put down the foils Scoured Barrens. Yield to that, and pass turn. A Baron more. This might be Mono Black Control. If it's Mono Black Control, I don't want Contaminated Ground to, I don't want to enchant Baron more, because then that's going to make like his Tendrils of Corruption stronger. So I will go ahead and pass turn. Mono Black Control is a deck though that very much wants to use every single land that they put down. Snow-Covered Swamp. Okay. This is interesting. I'll just go ahead, I don't care about the 1 damage, put it on that. And then I will put down the Basilica. Always yield, and I'll bring back the swamp, and I will pass turn. Put down another swamp, swing in for 1, and a Sign in Blood. They have to discard a card, discard Crypt Rats, interesting. I'll go ahead, put down a swamp. Do I want Blind Hunter? Let's do Pillory of the Sleepless. Let's start being annoying. And we will pass the turn. It's freezing at the end step here. I don't know if he's thinking of defiling his own guy. always yield. The fact that he discarded Crypt Rats is a good thing, because I think he's thinking that we don't have any creatures, or not many, which he's correct in that assumption. Another Dusk Legion, which we have another one. I think this time though, I'm gonna put down a Plains, and I'm just gonna play a Blind Hunter, targeting him, and always yield. And I will go ahead and pass turn. I kind of want to save my remaining Pillory for a bigger creature. Freezing on my end step again. He has to have Defile in hand, and he's thinking really hard. Okay, so he does. I'll go ahead, haunt that creature. Loses a life. Probably gonna swing in for one. There he goes. No responses. Now is this Gray Merchant. Okay. Victim of Night. Yeah, this is not the best card. It's not too. No, wait. He's a vampire too. Crap. Yeah, no, this is not a good card in this matchup. Gray Merchant, that could pose a problem. The biggest thing I'm worried about is Gurmag Angler, because I think I want to save Pillory for Gurmag Angler. That's the big thing. So I think we'll just go ahead. I'll put down a Swamp, and then I will pass turn. I can hold on for now. I'm not in that big of like a plight or anything. No responses for me. He's gonna swing in for 3. Come on, play Gurmag. It's Fairy Macabre. 2 of them, okay. He's probably setting up for a second Gray Merchant here. I need to do something to help clear the board. That's just a Fairy Rogue, so I can actually Victim of Night it. I need to do something. Let's go ahead, Victim of Night, one of those, and then I'll just go ahead, I'll Pillory the Gray Merchant, and I will pass turn. If he has a Gray Merchant, he's going to be gaining a lot of life, and I need him to start taking damage. He's doing that to himself. Interesting. Yeah, I figured Dusk Legion. He could, Unearth here maybe? Unearth. Swings in for 3. No blocks. Blind Hunter. This could be good. Let's go with the Blind Hunter. I might just play Oromancer here. I think I'm just going to play Oromancer here just to get another creature out. I would love to use that ability. I forgot that was there. But that's all I can do, so I will pass turn. At the beginning of his upkeep, he's going to lose a life. Let's see, I will haunt Oromancer. Yeah, I'll haunt Oromancer because he's probably going to want to get rid of it. He's down to 1 card in hand, so we'll see. Well, now 2, but we'll see if it's a Gray Merchant or Tendrils of Corruption. It's another Gray Merchant. He's going to gain a lot of life here. Yeah. I need a good draw here. Come on. Trespasser's Curse. That's not... I'll go ahead and play it. And then I think I just have to Pillory that because I don't want it going above me. I'm not dead yet. I will not attack. I definitely need that for a blocker. Always yield. I mean, I've got nothing this turn anyway. The tough thing is that Mono Black does have a lot of life gain. If he destroys that, destroys Oromancer, I get to drain him for more life. I think my best draw right now is going to be my last Blood Hunter or Blind Hunter. That's not what I'm looking for. Darn it. Things I'm going to take out. Definitely taking out the Victim of Nights. Those are useless. I think I'm going to put in... I want to put in the Spell Bombs just to keep Gurmag off the field. I could see a couple Duresses and then probably the Lone Missionaries. You know, put in the Missionaries. We need to get rid of some cards. I mean, Contaminated Ground. It doesn't mess up his mana in any way, shape, or form. He can get around it. Do I want to get rid of one Oromancer? I'll get rid of one Oromancer. I think that'll be fine. We will go first. I'll keep this. Has some early creatures. Pillory of the Sleepless. It's fine. Play Scoured Barrens. Always yield. Pass turn. Get a Blood Hunter. I will put down a Plains, and I will play a Lone Missionary. I'll always yield. Pass turn. This will also help draw out removal for, yeah, my Blood Hunter. Or, no, Blind Hunter. I keep calling it Blood Hunter. It's not. It's just Blind. Alright. Let's see. Let's go ahead and put out another Lone Missionary, and then I'll put the, always yields, and I will put the Plains back up. Pass turn. Okay, I think I'm just going to discard 2 land cards here. Alright, so I can go ahead, I'm going to pull Plains, and then I'm going to play this. That way, if anything happens, I can haunt the Lone Missionary. Move to combat, swing in for 2. Pass turn. Chittering Rats, okay. I mean, they're the same card. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy decision. We're going to Pillory the Chittering Rats. We're burning through our hand pretty quickly, which to me is kind of a good thing. If he brought in all of his discard, once we're out of a hand, he can't make us discard anymore. I'll make it haunt that. And we pretty much want to be playing on our turn. Always yield. Okay. We can also pillory that. The Jukabog, that's fine. I've got nothing important in my graveyard. Another Lone Missionary. I only have 4 mana though. Let's pillory that. I will move to combats, swing in for 2 more, and I mean that's all I can do, so. Pass turn. Loses 2 life. Oh, that's beautiful. Gurmag. Okay. That's not. I'm at a life total where I can take a few hits from Gurmag and not have to worry too much. Rager, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, well, no, not Rager. That's fine. Come on, give me something good. Okay, Sign in Blood. That's not bad. That's bad. Do I want to swing in anyway? I think I'll hold back on that. I will play a second Lone Missionary. Tapped an extra land, that's fine. And then I think I'll just pass turn. If he swings into me, I can block with Lone Missionary, drain him for 2. Because he can't swing yet. He needs a Gray Merchant or Tendrils of Corruption. Now he definitely can't swing. He definitely needs a... Oh, wow. All right, so we got game 2. I feel like things are pretty good. Yeah, I don't feel like I have to take anything in or out. Let's just go with the same deck. Game 3, no sideboard, or no changes to sideboard. Ooh, no, I want lands. That's how you play Magic, is with lands, so I will mull. This is acceptable, I will keep. I will bottom Plains, I guess. Yay, we won. All right, that was weird. I don't know why lately people have been just conceding for matches so often. I don't know, I don't get it. What would we have looked like? A Trespasser's Curse, that's great. Into a Rita Bone. Okay, yeah, I was looking pretty good. Second match here. I will go first. And I don't have any white sources, although I do have a Contaminated Grounds into Sign in Blood. I'll try this. I've got a lot of dual lands, maybe a lot of opportunities to draw. Hopefully, we'll see. Play a Swamp. Pass turn. They mold to 6. We're up against Tron. Okay. Please draw Plains or a white mana source. Victim of Night, that's not horrible. They can get Tron, all the Tron lands next. Let's just Sign in Blood, because they can't get... Oh my god. I might be in trouble here. On the bright side, they probably think we're mono black control, and they might play around that, which is perfectly fine by me. Trespasser's Curse, that's not horrible. I'm just gonna Contaminate Grounds, their power plant, I guess. Guarantee they cannot get Tron next turn. And they didn't tap it before. They're going to take damage for activating that Expedition map. We're not looking horribly. I mean, we've got the Trespasser's Curse, we've got Victim of Night. All we need is 1 white mana source eventually, which we do have a lot in the deck, so we should be fine eventually. Evoked Muldrifter, maybe? Always yield. Trinket Mage, okay. So Expedition map, Astrolabe, what is it? Astrolabe, okay. I'm gonna do Trespasser's Curse, because this looks like Flickertron, and I have to pass after that. We do have a Read 'em Bones, so we will be able to dig for a white land. If we still don't get a white mana source after that, that's gonna be very rough. That's fine. I'm not concerned about Astrolabe. We picked correctly, because they still don't have another power plant. I'm surprised they didn't grab like an Expedition map. Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Okay, yes, we are playing that. We are definitely playing that. A Forest. Am I Pulse of Marasa, or is this a Muldrifter? Muldrifter, okay, that's fine. No blocks. We go to 15. Always yield. You drain them for 1. Contaminated Grounds. I might want to save that. They might eventually get it. I'm going to Read the Bones. Mainly looking for a white mana source. Okay, cool, we get a Plains and another Contaminated Grounds. I actually kind of want both of these. Yeah, I like both of these. I think I'll hold off for now. If they try to flicker Muldrifter, that's probably when I'll try to do Victim of Night, is because I don't, especially with the Plains, they might have Ephemerate. Another Muldrifter? Okay. I don't really have much for that. They are tapped out now. I might want to try... They might. Okay, cool. So I know they don't have Ephemerate now. It was risky. It was pretty greedy going for that, but they have to discard a card now. I've got Inheritance goes off. A Stab Wounds. I want to save that. They might have something. I don't really want to go after the Urza's Mines. I kind of want to go after their islands in their planes with Contaminated Grounds. So how much mana do I have? I have 6 mana, which means I can do Journey to Nowhere and both the Contaminated Grounds, which I do actually kind of like that plan. We'll just do both the mines. They've got Astrolabe anyway to filter for colors, so we'll just cut off a lot of their land supply, and we'll Journey to Nowhere their Muldrifter. Always yield, and we will pass the turn. We're looking pretty good. They're down to 3 lands that they can tap. They've got their first power plant. All right. I might be forced to play the Oromancer or Stab Wound. Another Journey to Nowhere. I can definitely use that. Yeah, I think I'll just go ahead and use a Journey to Nowhere. If that gets countered, then I'll play the Oromancer and bring it back to hand. I only have 1. I'll do Stab Wounds. I'll do Stab Wound into Oromancer. So I'll Stab Wound that. If they have a counterspell, then I'll just play Oromancer and get Stab Wound back. If this goes through, the Trinket Mage will die. So they have, what are they tapping for? Pulse of Marasa, okay. So they gain 6 life. I figured Pulse of Marasa was in there. Alright, it goes through, and they do have a Muldrifter. So let's go ahead, I will play the Oromancer, get Stab Wound back. Always wield. Yes, I will use that ability, and pass turn. I'm going to save Journey to Nowhere for Archaeomancer, because that's where this deck gets really annoying. Here comes the Muldrifter. Oh, Mnemonic Wall. Okay, now this is where... Okay, I definitely want to use it on that. Ooh. Another Ill-Gotten Inheritance. That'll speed the game up. How much mana do I have available? I have 6. So I can still Journey to Nowhere if they counter that, and I've got the Ill-Gotten Inheritance to help drain them. Let's go Journey to Nowhere. Cool. And then I will swing in for 2. No blocks. And then another Ill-Gotten Inheritance. And pass turn. Alright, so there's Muldrifter. That's going... They can keep doing the Pulse of Marasa, but with the creatures entering the battlefield, the Ill-Gotten Inheritance, it's eventually going to wear them out. And I'm going to win in the long game. Unless they get a bunch of creatures down. But if they get a bunch of creatures down, then that's going to be Trespasser's Curse. And I've already got 2 of their Muldrifters. I'm going to Silent Blood myself. I could save it for them. So let's go ahead. I'll save Stab Wound. I'll Victim of Night the Muldrifter. Cool. Go on through. Okay, we can begin sideboarding. That was a really good match. What do we want to get rid of? The Duress would probably be a good idea to put in. Maybe Lone Missionaries for more of a creature presence. They weren't flickering too much, fortunately for us. Stab Wound is kind of just an expensive kill spell. Things worked out well. They're Trons. We want to keep the Contaminated Ground. Journey to Nowhere worked really well. I want to keep the Oromancer in because they're probably going to bring in Enchantment. I don't know what I would change. I kind of want to bring in the Duresses, so let's get rid of 1 Stab Wounds and 1 Pillory for 2 Duresses, and I probably want to bring in the couple Spell Bombs as well. So yeah, I'll get rid of 1 more of that for these Spell Bombs because they are going to be flickering. I'll submit that. We have the Contaminated Ground, we've got Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Oh yeah, I'm keeping this. This is good. So they mulled down to 6. They're activating the Evolving Wilds for a snow-covered island. Just put down a swamp and we'll pass turn. Astrolabe, Shocker, wow. That's a card you never see. Or is this mine? Oh, I know what we're doing next turn. Another Astrolabe, okay. I will put down the plains and no more Urza's Mine for you. Pass turn. Ah, darn, they have a second Urza's Mine. Another Astrolabe. Did they get all 4 of them? Well, okay, they only have 3 now, but that is a lot. An expedition map. They're stuck on 1 Tron land though. Okay, so we get a swamp. There's not much to do right now. I think I might as well just Basilica, just like take back the swamp, just guarantee. Okay, come on. Okay, there we go. Not much to do right now. He cracks the expedition map, he grabs the power plant, plays the power plant. So he's only 1 away from Tron lands. Trespasser's Curse. I really like that. Let's Trespasser's Curse. And I mean, that's pretty much the only thing we can do, so I'll pass turn. My mana curve is a little off. That feels kind of bad, but overall, we're not in a bad spot. If he plays anything, okay, Prism. He has every single mana rock in his deck in his hand right now, doesn't he? Plays a second power plant. He's 1 away. Let's see, we'll play a swamp. While he is tapped out, I think I will just go ahead and play the Ill-Gotten Inheritance. Why did my mouse freeze? There it goes. Ill-Gotten Inheritance, and pass turn from there. Mnemonic Wall. Better not be. Stonehorn Dignitary. Okay. I mean, that is completely fine by me. I can Journey into Nowhere that next turn. Always yield. I'm feeling pretty in control of this matchup right now. I'm going to go ahead and read the bones, see what I can get. Another read the bones and a journey to nowhere. I don't really want either of these. I'll keep the read and bones. I'll send the journey to nowhere on the bottom, and then I'll put that on top. And a spell bomb. That's not bad. I'll go ahead and journey to nowhere, and always yields. And then I might as well just play the spell bomb and pass the turn. What is he tapping? 6 mana. Oh, yep. Dinrova Horror. What is he gonna bounce back? He could bounce back Trespasser's Curse. I've got no responses for this. So he bounces back the Basilica. That's fine. I can journey to nowhere that as well. Oh, discard a card. Oromancer. I forget how many copies of Dinrova Horror people run. Journey to nowhere. I think some people only run 1 copy, so if this is his only copy, then that's going to be really good for us. Bring back a Plains. Nothing else I can do, and I will pass turn. Does he have another one, or is this Muldrifter? Muldrifter, okay, that's fine. Surprised we haven't seen a single counterspell yet. Let's play a Plains. I think I'll go ahead. You know, if I read the bones, then I can't Blind Hunter. I kind of want to Blind Hunter, so let's Blind Hunter. Drain him for 2. If it resolves. We've yet to see a counterspell, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have one. Okay, there he goes. I'll drain him for 2. Always yield. And I think from that, pass turn. He has Tron online. He was already kind of doing stuff, though, before then. He already had a lot of land, so I don't know how much of a benefit this will actually give him. There's the wall. Okay. This is what I was talking about with Trespasser's Curse. It comes in very handy with the flickering that people like to do. Let's go ahead and Duress, see what he has. Prohibit. Counter target spell if it's converted mana cost is 2 or less. And then I'm going to read the bones. Journey to nowhere and contaminated ground. I will take both of those. Perfect. Yeah, put it on top. And on top, I'm gonna go ahead and attempt to contaminated ground the tower. You got something? Has another prohibit. Ghostly Flicker. Oh yeah, he's flickering that. Okay. Yeah, he is getting Ghostly Flicker back. That's gonna be pretty annoying, but you can't do that forever. Obviously, that's what this whole deck is about. I'm just gonna play Scoured Barrens. Always yield, and I think I'm just gonna swing in. I will declare my attacker. Okay, no block. That's fine. Oh, he's got, what, Ephemerate? Okay. He can't keep doing that forever. Eventually, I'm gonna win. Alright, cool. So, I'll just pass. If he swings in with Muldrifter, I highly doubt he will, unless he has one. At his end step, he's going to Pulse of Marasa. No, Weather the Storm. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of life he's gaining. Oh, look, we're tied! He's gonna rebound Mnemonic Wall. Because those are 2 things I really wanted gone. Weather the Storm and Ephemerate. So there goes his graveyard. Okay. Another Muldrifter. Wow. Okay, this is where things get meh. The annoying thing is he can keep getting back Ghostly Flicker. No blockers. Oromancer, that's not bad. I don't know. What is my out here? I need to get rid of Mnemonic Wall. It's Oromancer. If he has a counterspell, that works better for us. Yep, so I'm going to get back Contaminated Ground, always yields. Do on the Urza's Mine. Here comes the Ghostly Flicker. He's going to be able to use it again, though. Trespasser's Curse, and then that'll fizzle again. I have another Oromancer. Yeah, so there's no point in journeying the Mnemonic Wall, because he's just going to get it back again. So that was a nice little flicker, but I don't think I can do much else, so I'll just pass turn. The thing right now is he has to play faster because of the clock. He's got 11 minutes left. I have 12. Let's see, do I want to block? I don't think I will. Yeah, more rocks, more rocks, more rocks. I'm pretty sure he has, I don't know if he would carry a 4th Prophetic Prism. Oh yeah, Horror, the 2nd Horror. Probably discard that. Now he's gonna start hitting my lands. No, the Oromancer. Okay, well I will discard that. Am I dead? I think I'm dead here because he has 16 power on board, and I will just concede here. So we will begin sideboarding. So flickering. I know. Oh, all right. And he conceded because of time. So that one, it was pretty much a toss-up on who was going to win that one. So both of those, they conceded without playing the 3rd match, which is very very disappointing. I wanted to play more. If you're looking some ways to upgrade this deck, the first thing I would definitely put in would be the combination of Pestilence and Guardian of the Guild Pact. Guardian of the Guild Pact, protection from monocolor, so no matter how many times you activate Pestilence, it's not going to die, meaning that it's going to stay on the board. And a lot of the removal, huge majority of the removal, is from monocolored. It's incredibly hard to get rid of. It's going to be able to block a lot of things, Gurmag Anglers very easily, and it's going to be able to swing it on pretty much whenever. So that combination is incredibly strong and it locks down the board very well. So if you have a bit more money, I would definitely put that in. Recommendations to take out Contaminated Ground. It's a nice little cheese, but unless it's against Tron decks, it's not that useful. And even against Tron decks, it's mediocre at best. It's definitely a sideboard card, but even then you could run Choking Sands instead. And then the other thing I would probably take out might be a Stab Wound and a Pillory of the Sleepless. That way you could put in 2 copies of Pestilence, 4 copies of Guardian of the Guild Pact, and have yourself a nice combo that you can consistently burn your opponent out, since we do gain a lot of life, as you have seen. Other than that, I feel like the deck is decently strong, especially for just how cheap this deck is. But you do have to be very careful. This deck is not good because everything on it is good. This deck is good because it kind of counters the current meta right now. So if the meta changes away from creature decks or into enchantment removal, then this deck will not be good. Overall though, I really do like this deck. It is a very fun deck to pilot. It's kind of fun just to lock your opponents out, which it might be a little mean, but hey, we're trying to win, so we will do whatever it takes. Definitely not a stupid, strong god deck, but if you don't have a lot of money and you are looking for a way into Pauper without just jumping right into whatever the most popular deck is at the time, then this is a very good substitute, and it's a lot of fun to catch people off guards. Trespasser's Curse, super underrated. And I think that's going to pretty much wrap up my video on Black-White Pillow Pet. What do you think of this deck? Let me know in the comments below if you have any upgrades or just cards you would swap out. I must admit, I'm still a little new to Pauper, so I may not be all-knowing, but I at least try my best. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. But now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go create a prison lock and bleed my opponent out over 64 turns. Bye!